Whispers of the Forest. I always thought the stories about the talking forest were myths, a tale spun to entertain children and scare teenagers. But the day I stepped into the forest alone, everything changed. It began as a whisper, a soft rustle that seemed to carry words. My heart pounded as the trees around me began to murmur in unison, their voices blending into a haunting chorus. They weren't speaking to each other, they were pleading with me, their wooden voices filled with urgency and fear. They were trying to warn me about something dark and terrible lurking within the shadows. As I ventured deeper, ignoring the rising dread twisting my stomach, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The air grew colder, and the whispers became more frantic. I could barely make out the words, but one thing was clear: danger was near. I stumbled upon a clearing, where the trees seemed to lean away, almost recoiling from a central point. The ground was barren, devoid of life, as if something had sucked the very essence from it. It was then I realized the trees were not just warning me, they were begging me to stop the evil that had rooted itself in their midst. I hesitated, torn between fleeing and uncovering the truth behind their warnings. Curiosity got the better of me, and I stepped forward, feeling an invisible weight pressing down upon me. The shadows seemed to ripple, revealing a grotesque figure formed from twisted branches and rotting leaves. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent intelligence, and its mouth opened in a silent scream, releasing a wave of terror that nearly drove me to my knees. This was the monstrous presence the forest had feared, a creature born of darkness and decay. In that moment of despair, I understood what the trees wanted from me. They needed me to confront this creature, to drive it back into the void it had crawled from. With a deep breath, I searched for strength I didn't know I had, recalling the whispered tales of bravery and sacrifice. The trees around me seemed to gather their courage, their leaves rustling in solidarity. As I stepped forward to face the monster, I realized I was not alone. The forest had chosen me as its champion, and together, we would fight to reclaim the light.